Hello, my name is Navigator, and this is the moment you all have been waiting for. Maybe it's just me that's been waiting for this moment, but regardless, in today's video, I'm going to be showing off my entire Fasnacht mask collection. I have it all labeled here for you guys, and there are some quick ground rules I want to cover before I get into it. That being, I don't really know how to phrase this. Okay, this is my collection, and what I want to have for my collection is at least, well, yeah, pretty much at least one of every different Fasnacht character. Like the man would be a character, the loon is a different character, the Winterman is a character, so on and so forth. There are Atomic Shop variants of some of the masks that I do not have, but I do have other, and normal versions of those masks. For example, there's a bundle, or at least was a bundle in the store, of different colored variants of the common masks. That's something that I don't need. I don't really see a point in doing that. I have the normal versions or the rare versions of those masks. So yeah, there are going to be some tweaks to that, but I'll get to that as we go over each mask. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. Once again, though, folks, this is my collection. This is what I consider to be all the Fasnacht masks. If you guys have a problem with that, I mean, you're free to voice your opinion, but this is my collection at the end of the day. All right, let's get into it. Number one, and these are all in alphabetical order. I have some notes down there, but number one is going to be the Blue Devil mask. This is one of the common masks, one of the, 8 masks that were added this year. There were 4 common variants and then 4 glowing variants, and we'll get to the latter variants in just a second here, but that is the Blue Devil mask. Sure, you guys have seen and have a lot of those. Next up here, and one of the masks is actually going to be in my giveaway. We actually have a couple of these, that being the Brahmin mask. I'm going to angle this down a little bit so you guys can see it a little bit better, but that's the Brahmin mask. Next up here, we have the Buffoon mask. Very cool, one of my personal favorites. Next up here, we have the Crazy Guy. This is one where there's an example of this being in the Atomic Shop. This is one of the rare masks. There is a greenish, whitish version of it in the Atomic Shop. Since I have the rare version of it, I'm just going to go with that one. So there you go. Next up here, we have the Deathclaw mask, the most realistic looking out of all the Fasnacht masks. Very cool and very rare, I do believe. Next up here, even rarer than that, is going to be the Demon mask, one of my favorites. I got this, I think my first year playing Fasnacht, and I was like, what the heck is this thing? There is a variant of this, a blue variant, but once again, that is Atomic Shop. Next up here, we have the Fiend mask, one of the 3 that were added back in 2022, that being the Fiend, the Hag, and the Loon, and you'll see those other 2 here in just a second. This is just so cool. I love this mask. Not last year, 2 years ago, I got this mask. It was the last one I needed on the very last Fasnacht of the year. Super happy about that. Next up, we have the Frog mask. This mask is entirely Atomic Shop only, but since it is its own character, the Frog, I consider it part of the collection, part of having all the different characters. So there's that, the Frog mask. One that I feel like a lot of people don't really know about. So there you go. Next up here, we have the Giant mask. Reminds me of Mike Mignola's The Golem comic. If you guys are fans of Hellboy, I think Golem actually appeared in some of the BPRD comics, but Golem is just so cool. Such a slept-on mask is all that I can say about that. Next up here, one that is definitely not slept on is the Goblin. Enough said about that. Next up here is one of the other 3 that were added back in 2022, that being the Hag. I got a lot of these this year. I was very surprised. I got 3 of these from the event. I was like, what the heck? So there you go. That's the Hag. And YouTube, please don't ban me for saying that word. I know that it's not really appropriate, but that's what this thing is named for. So there you go. Next up here, we have the Honeybee mask. This, of course, is the common variant of that. Next up here is going to be one of the masks that Bethesda unfortunately added to the Atomic Shop last year. If you guys don't know, they tried pulling a fast one on us and adding the quote-unquote new Fasnacht masks to the store last year. That backfired, and they kind of doubled down this year, giving us the common and glowing variants. This is one of those 3, being the Jack mask. Next up here, we have the Jester. You guys have seen that. No need to cover it. Next up here, we have the, if you guys really care, there's the Jester mask. Next up here, we have the King, one of the other ones that was added with the Jack. So there you go. This is, again, Atomic Shop only, and surprisingly wasn't in the store this year. I don't think so, which was, I don't know, very surprising to me why they didn't do that. Well, I'm surprised about a lot of stuff, but anyways. Next up here we have the Loon. This is the kind of ending the trio there of the Fiend, the Hag, and the Loon. These were added back in 2022. This being one of the rarer masks out of my entire collection. A lot of people like this mask, so there you go. Starting up over here, we have the Fasnacht Man Mask. This is the only Fasnacht mask you can actually get outside of the event. There are 1 or 2 locations in the world where this mask will spawn. I don't know off the top of my head. I know that one of them is in like a safe somewhere. If you guys know where you can find this mask in the overworld, leave it in the comments below. I'm sure somebody will be interested in picking that up. Next up here we have the Moonshine Mama Mask. This one was actually, I believe, used to be in the loot pool when the game first came out, but they removed it and added to the Atomic Shop. I could be wrong about that, but now, currently, this is Atomic Shop only, and one of my favorite masks. I just love that missile sticking out of the eye. Super cool. Nice throwback to the old 1920s and kind of the start of, what was it, the Man on the Moon or whatever. There's an old film like that where it's kind of referencing this. Next up here is going to be the Summer Man Mask. And I've talked about this. Listen, this is a variant of the Winter Man Mask, which is right there. But there are a couple things, mainly one, that in my opinion set it apart and make it a standalone mask. Number one, it has a different name, the Summer Man Mask. It's not like the green or like the bucking Brahmin, which is like the green version of the Brahmin mask, which is up there. This one, I would consider to be a totally separate character. I think of it like I'm Mr. Heat Miser, I'm Mr. Cold, or whatever it is from, what is it, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. So you got the Winter Man. Let's take a look at this real fast. So, do you guys see anything on his left ear there? Do you see any earrings at all? No, you don't. Up here, though, you do see earrings. He's got these 3 little earrings there on his ear. And you can see across the mask there are some like nuts and bolts, but those are put together so perfectly, and they're actually colored gold, that I consider those to be earrings. And since there is a physical difference between the masks, I do consider these two to be completely separate. They also have different colors and stuff like that, but the earrings are going to be the main difference between them, and once again, why I consider them to be 2 different masks. This is top 3 masks of all time. I love this one. Very bummed they did not add it back this year, so a lot of you guys could pick this up. Moving on, we have the Owl Mask here, another common one. No need to kind of belabor that. Next up here, we have the Raven Mask. A little factoid about this one. This is actually, I think, or maybe it was like a fever dream I had, but I feel like I learned that this mask is actually based on like a Spanish, a character from a Spanish cartoon. I don't know what the name of it is. If I'm wrong on that, let me know, but if you guys know what I'm talking about, please let me know down below. I kind of got a refresh on that, but it is based on a character. Very cool mask, and reminds me of Monkey every time that I see it. So there you go. Next up here, we have the Scorch Beast and the Scorch Beast Queen common masks. I talked about this in my Fasnacht Ultimate Guide video, or excuse me, my problems with Fasnacht video. For some reason, these don't show up on on like any really displays. They do show up on mannequins though, which I'll get to in a second. Once again, these are the common ones. I know you guys know what these look like. You can see the teeth are there and little ponytails, so they're actually there. I do have these masks, but you're going to see the different variants soon enough, so don't really worry about it. Once again, the common Scorch Beast and common Scorch Beast Queen masks that were added this year. Next up here, we have the Skull, a very slept-on mask. I just love this, love how it looks. Super cool. However, the most slept-on mask, in my opinion, is going to be the Soldier Mask. I don't know why. Just reminds me of Napoleon. He's kind of got that Revolutionary War era, Napoleonic War era hat. I love this. This is one of the first masks that I ever got. I got out of somebody's vendor, and upon seeing it, it just blew my mind. But speaking of first masks, the actual first mask that I ever got was the Sun. I remember being like a level 40 or 50 and picking this thing up, and it just blew my mind. I had it in every display case that I could possibly put it in. I just thought it looked super cool. So there you go. Next up here, we do have the Toothy Man mask. Easily the creepiest out of all of them, but it's really unique. I do have to say, I kind of like freaky things like this, and I don't know, he just looks crazy. So there you go. And not finally here, but I should note this. The Winter Man mask. This is my... And actually, you know, now that I look at this, look at the eyes there. Look at the eyes there. They're like 2 totally separate eyes. Yeah, these are 2 separate masks. I don't know who I'm kidding. All right, this is my favorite one, though. I love the Winter Man mask. I like gray hair. He's got the grayish white hair. I just love how that looks. Super cool, and definitely one of the rarest masks from Fasnacht. So there you go. Next up here, and to kind of finish off the whole wall here, we have the witch mask. I'm sure you guys know exactly what this is, and yeah, so there you go. Okay. These notes right here are not going to be completely accurate. I do apologize. Okay, let's do some counting here real fast. So in the first 3 rows, there are 8. 8 times 3 is 24. And then on the bottom, they're starting with a soldier. That would be 25. Sun is 26. Toothy Man, 27. Winterman, 28. Witch, 29. And then I have 4 over there, which brings us to 33. And then I also have 2 in my inventory, which we're going to show off. That brings us up to 35. So there are 35 masks total in my collection. However, only 26 of those you can get from the game. You can get 26 masks from the Fasnacht event, or the man one out in the overworld if you take that one too, but that's already considered in the 26, blah, blah, blah. But yes, there are 26 masks that you can acquire without spending real-life money or atoms. There are going to be 35 total. The ones that are kind of excluded that are Atomic Shop are going to be the Moonshine Mama mask, the Summerman mask, the Fasnachtler, which I'll show off here in a second, the third of the royalty, or sorry, well, all 3, the Jack, the King, and the Queen. I'll show off the Queen here in a second. And then the Frog mask, which I talked about. It's right up there at the top. So there you go. I don't know. My math could be wrong on that. Maybe I miscounted it all. I'm sorry about that. But there's an estimate of all the ones. At the very least, there are 26 in-game that you can get. Before I continue, there is one mask that I do not have, but I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get unless you have it already. I don't remember the name of it, but it's like the reddish-white one where it's kind of got red hair and then the white skin and the huge nose. I believe they use it for like the Monster Mash event down in Watoga. That I have seen people wearing, but it is just super rare. If it was tradable, I mean, I'd have to sell this whole collection just to get it. I'm pretty sure you can't get it anymore. Therefore, I am excluding it from this collection. So there you go. All right, so before we go on to the moment you guys have all been waiting for, those masks right there, I'm going to show off 2 that are Atomic Shop. The first one is a Fallout First exclusive from last year. This is the Fasnachtler mask. I'm pretty sure you can't really get this anymore, so it is rare in that sense, but not really one of my favorites. Very creepy looking. It did come with an outfit too, which is pretty cool, but I don't know. So there you go. And then next up here we have the Fasnacht Queen. This is the third in the trio with the King and the Jack. So there you go. We have the Queen. Very, very nice, and you can kind of match this up with the Buffoon one almost and have like a court jester if you really wanted to, but there you go. All right, so that is going to be all of the masks from the previous years and a little bit of this year. Or excuse me, not today. What the heck am I saying? Right now, we're going to talk about these ones. Okay, I know a lot of you guys saw my video yesterday about me getting scammed for one of these masks, that being the one on the end here, the glowing Scorchbeast Queen. Listen, that set me off. I got really mad about that, and I literally grinded the whole rest of the day trying to make trades, trying to make sales, and I finally found a way to get the glowing Scorch Beast. I had a good trade with a guy. All went well, and it slightly restored my faith in the Bethesda community. So there you go. Okay. Let's talk about the rare mask from this year. Number 1, wearing the Garahan Foreman outfit, is going to be the glowing Blue Devil mask. Out of the 4, this is my favorite. I just think this mask is insane. I was talking to, I think my friend Get the Cut, and I was like, dude, imagine being a level 1. And you walk out of the vault and the first thing you see is somebody wearing this mask. That would blow your mind. You're like, how is that even a thing in Fallout? I don't know, but that's what I think about this mask, and that's why I love it so much. It is just so crazy. On top of that, the horns and the eyes glow. Super sweet. Yeah, so the next one here, and these, I will admit, these are 2 that I got from the event itself. These other 2 I traded for. These are 2 that I actually got from the event. There is proof of that. Just go look at my YouTube shorts. But next up here, wearing my favorite outfit, honestly, the Tattered Field Jacket. This is going to be the glowing Scorchbeast Queen. Once again, another rare mask from this year. Not one of the, out of the 4, I think this is probably the least rare, but it's still pretty cool, I do have to admit. Next up here, and shout out to Only Blue Rose, the leader of the Cranberry Bog Division, good friend of mine, and even better guy, such a great guy. He actually gave me this honeybee mask, and I could not be more thankful. Blue Rose, if you see this, man, the video is going to be over after this, so if you want to take it back for some reason, you're more than welcome to. But yes, shout out to Only Blue Rose for giving me this mask. Man, I appreciate it so much. And this is really cool. I like the beard a lot. I mean, I have a beard myself here in real life, so anything with a beard, I'm going to be all over. He looks a little freaky, a little creepy, kind of on par with the Toothy Man. But the coolest thing, in my opinion, is going to have to be the eyes and the antennae there. Antennaes? I don't know. But I just think that looks super cool. Love how that looks. Super awesome. And then finally here, wearing one half of the outfit that I got scammed for yesterday, and honestly, the better half, this is going to be the glowing Scorch Beast Queen mask. This mask, out of the four, is the rarest and most sought after. I'm not sure why. I think the Blue Devil should be the rarest. But yeah, this one's just off the charts right now. I've been trying all week to get a trade. It only happened yesterday. So there you go. And guys, I don't know. I sold some stuff for it, bro. I'll tell you that. So there you go. But folks, I don't know what else to say. There you go. We got the glowing Scorch Beast, the glowing Honeybee, the glowing, well, this is the Queen, Honeybee, Scorch Beast, and Blue Devil. And then pretty much all the other masks. I have the other two in my inventory. But guys, that's it. Once again, if you disagree with the way that I'm treating this as all collection, let me know and we'll have a little debate about it. But in my opinion, these are all of the Fasnacht masks that you can get. That you can get in all of the characters. So guys, I'm not going to belabor this anymore. It's been I tried to make this as quick as I could, but there's a lot of masks here. But yeah, so guys, let me know what you think. Did you get any masks? What kind of masks did you get? What does your collection look like? What do you think of my collection? If you want to hate on me in the comments, by all means, go for it. But thank you so much, guys, for supporting me over the past 2 weeks during this Fasnacht. Fasnacht is my event. Oh my god, I love it so much. I just love the risk and like the wondering if you're going to get one of the masks and the whole trading element. And yeah, I got scammed, but that kind of, I don't know, it kind of adds to the adrenaline. I don't know. But there you go, folks. Once again, hope you guys had a really good Fasnacht. I know that I did. There were some highs and lows, but for the most part, it is a great event that kind of gets the gears turning again in 76, gets the economy flowing, which is always good, and hopefully you guys made some good friends out there. All right, folks, that's all I have for this one. My giveaway should be starting pretty much as soon as I'm done recording this video, so good luck to you all, and yeah, that's all I got for you, folks. As always, my name is Navigator. Have a nice day. Take care.